your old man is the unofficial fucking mayor of Ventura, dude. Like, your old man has been building communities and family and fucking taking care of people for his whole life, dude. Like, this is what he's amazing at. On top of the other things that I really appreciate about you, your sense of community, family, and bringing people along is like something that is uniquely Ventura, in my opinion. And I've said this a million times on the podcast. You know, Ventura has such a unique fucking vibe where everyone that's born, Ventura County,
yeah,
fine.
let's do it Ventura County.
Everyone that's born, every one of my kids' friends, they've known since fucking birth, and they probably will. You know what I mean? Forever. Like,
yeah.
And it's welcome to Get Heavy Podcast with your host Craig Casamas and Big J Curran. Beautiful. Well, yeah, like I said, you're the first guy that's ever brought notes in here, so that's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you.
Yes.
Ross Emery, my actual uncle / cousin, I guess. We're second cousin. I don't know how this
Desert
works.
shit.
We've talked about it.
Desert
We've
shit.
never figured it out, have we? So he is my dad's cousin, actual blood cousin, unlike everyone that you know who's your cousin or your brother.
Or uncle or nephew or niece.
Jay claims everybody, dude.
He has daughters that I call nieces.
Yeah.
So they talk to him about things they won't talk to me about.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I love them girls.
Well, dude, it's a pleasure to have you on, man.
Thanks,
We've been talking about doing this for a while, and I'm stoked that it worked out, you know?
Yeah, for a Monday, huh, Jay?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Not hungover, feeling good.
Yeah, there you go.
Happy, up and productive early.
There we go. And we got Kenny over there giving us some love, man.
That's right, man. Kenny, the tech wizard.
Called Ross this morning, or text Ross first thing this morning. I got up this morning and I did that barbecue on Friday. And I spilled some tri-tip in the back of the truck, some juice. And
Jesus. Yeah.
So I got up this morning and I think he had told me to go roll down my windows yesterday, and I went and rolled my windows down, and I opened the truck to put the keys in it, man. It was so fucking foul, I almost puked, bro.
Dude.
Yeah, in my dude, I'm so ready to burn that fucking truck down. But thank God, one of my brothers from another mother over here has a final details, and it's going into his shop, and I'm calling my insurance company, and man,
is that bad? You got to call your insurance company?
I'm not shitting you, man.
Is it bad,
literally,
Ross?
he hasn't smelled it.
I
yet.
haven't. I've dealt with it.
Yeah. I spilled the equivalent of probably a cup and a half.
Oof.
It wasn't that much.
Yeah,
and
that's not good.
And I wiped it up. I cleaned it up. I did what I thought. You know, I'm like, oh shit, I was a little bummed, and it smells like fucking death in my truck right now. I won't be driving my truck
ever again.
Maybe not. If we can't get that fucking smell out, that thing's going away for sure.
He'll get it out. Man. How long have you owned? How long have you owned Final D? How long have you been doing that?
I started that in 1987. It's still rolling today.
It's amazing, man. Yeah, you know, you were my first. You gave me my first job.
Nice.
Yeah, I worked in your shop. Remember when you were over off Johnson?
Yeah, off of Telephone and Transport.
Was that what it was?
No,
on Johnson, the old one.
Yeah.
Where JC Collisions is now, or whatever.
Yeah.
You gave me my first job. I was literally like 13 years old.
Wow.
And I remember just sitting in a car with a fucking with a Q-tip, just cleaning around the vents and shit. I was like, I think I lasted probably, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something.
Summertime thing. Fun.
Yeah.
And back then, remembering all this stuff, I mean, we used to get loaded. You know what I mean? And to raise a family and stuff. And so these memories, I'm glad that you're refreshing my memory.
Yeah, totally, man. And, I've attributed this many times to you, but you and Toby are the ones that gave me a fucking musician. You gave me a bass for my birthday. Yeah. You guys helped me get it, or helped my mom get it.
Wasn't it a left-hand bass?
No, it wasn't. I play right-handed, and because Toby and you, I was 12 years old. I told my mom I wanted to be in a band. I wanted to play music, whatever. So I wanted a bass. We couldn't afford shit. I'm sure they fucking scrounged up some shit, handed me some little PV, PV bass, a little PV Fury, and you gave it to me, and I go, I'm fucking left-handed, dude. And you guys were like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, Toby literally broke it down. He's all, left-handed shit is 4 times more expensive. You don't know how to play anyway. Just learn like this. And I was like, okay. And it saved me so much trouble, dude, because I play with a left-handed player, and he can't find a fucking guitar or bass to save his life. You know what I mean? But you guys literally at 12 years old sat me down, taught me Louie Louie, and then like sent me on my way.
That was Will's favorite song.
Yeah, it was amazing, man.
Wow. So if you were 12 and I'm 60 now, so were the redheads going then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
When did the redheads start?
You guys are going pretty strong.
Yeah, we're going on 40 years now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So like 80, 81.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and
Neither one of us were in high school yet.
Oh, yeah, no.
we were just out of high school. Thank God. I mean, when we were in high school, me and JD lived on Shelburne.
Okay.
That's where we grew up in Endless, and they did a movie on it, Endless Bummer. National Lampoon did the movie.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. It was fun. But I think that when we lived on Shelburne, that's when, you know, the cousins would come to town, you know, your dad and his brothers.
Yeah. And you guys were raising hell back then, dude.
Yeah.
I've heard some stories.
Yeah, and you guys might remember this. There was when the mall was one story.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then across the street was the Fox Theater. Okay. There was a theater over there.
All right.
So whether it was your grandma or my mom, my mom worked at the mall there doing hair. She actually worked with Vivian, Johnny Cash's wife.
Really?
Cindy Cash's first
Wow.
mom.
Okay.
So I want to bring this all kind of
Yeah.
back circle because doing the Johnny Cash Music Festival, and I got to know Cindy and some stories. But they would drop us off at the mall. When the cousins would come to town, that's where we would go.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And we would go to the movie theater. Then we would go to the mall. And there was Sears was in the mall.
Yeah.
Okay. So we would walk into Sears. We had no money like you with the bass and all that stuff. We grew up on welfare. And come to find out, Dad used to give Mom pounds of weed for child support. You know what I mean?
That sounds about
And it was just like, you know, it was the way it was.
Yeah.
But we would walk into Sears, we would change our high top Nike shoes and walk out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we
Oh,
would
yeah,
do.
for sure.
Your
Makes
dad, the cousins, and everything. And then one time, we lived on Shelburne, and back then, these Southers would come and stay the summer.
Right.
And there was these beautiful girls, you know, usually always. But on Shelburne, used to rent this house out, and these girls, they had a wagon and piled us all in and took us one time. Right? And we went and got shoes, and then they came back, and we got busted.
Oh, damn.
And the cops followed them, the mall cops. They were fucking
Yeah.
mall cops.
They
were
followed
back
you
there.
to your house?
And we're laughing. Fuck you, dude. You know what I mean? But then that night, they had just started, they put grass in Marina Park. Marina Park used to be a dump.
Right.
So we get these chicks, man. We get their wagon, and we're drinking, you know, Burgermeister back then.
Yeah.
So we get in their wagon, and we go, fuck Marina Park. Let's go fuck up this grass. And we're doing donuts and shit,
No
right?
way. Through the grass.
Within these Souther girls' wagon, the same one we got busted that day for, and they tried to pin it on us, but we got out of it. So we're in there just doing donuts, and all of a sudden the sprinklers went on.
Oh, shit, dude.
The motor dies.
Yeah.
The car dies in Marina Park. We fucking bail. You know what I
Holy
mean?
shit.
And
You just leave them there?
God, these poor girls, and oh my God.
Like, welcome to Pierpont, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And, you know,
shit, man.
and I
Just a different era, man. The shit that we would do, you know, there was an opportunity to go out and do fucking lunatic stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just, that stuff doesn't, I mean,
I did
I'm
it
guessing,
in my generation. I did it too, man.
I'm guessing
we
your
caused
generation
chaos,
was
dude.
probably the last generation.
Probably,
like literally has to be
one of the
you
last
know,
for sure.
yeah. I mean, we did the same thing out in Wainimi, man. You know, we'd go out to Octourist and go out there on the beach. Yeah, dude.
They used to have those big old parties on the beach
Oh,
out
man.
there.
And talk about the Southers. Fuck them. You know, it would just be, you know, like, and I know, you know, back in those days, it was like, hey, man, it was one of the boys needed a new surfboard.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to
Someone's
the
getting
beach.
jacked, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we would sometimes we'd just like slyly steal it, and sometimes we just walk up and go, "Hey, man,
That's mine now.
yeah, welcome to Southside, homie."
Yeah.
You know.
So for people that don't understand, because Souther is like an old school term now.
Yeah.
Maybe it gets used in the beach community still here. I'm sure it does kind of, but
Yeah.
what
Yeah, you
explain
hear
what a
some locals.
Souther is to people.
So to us, I mean,
yeah.
Silver Strand were Southers. We
Right.
used to box with them.
Right. Oh,
on
yeah.
our
All the time.
shores, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? But then when Malibu would come up and stuff, we would kind of watch these kids get out. They had a little bit more money. We'd see where they hide their keys.
Yeah.
Then we'd steal their car
Steal everything.
and ransack
steal their
car and
everything.
leave it.
Yeah.
and it was just because of that beach culture. This is my fucking beach. What are you
part of
doing
it-
here? Kind of shit.
I mean,
Is that what it
honestly, keeping it real,
Yeah.
a lot of it was just we were poor. and we go to the beach, and these dudes are in Land Cruisers and shit. And I'm not talking about like they're in an old 70s Land Cruiser.
No,
they're in brand new fucking Land Cruisers out there. And they got brand new fucking wetsuits. They got brand new fucking surfboards. And we can't, you know, I mean, actually, I didn't give a shit because I didn't surf or any of that. But none of my partners could afford to buy a fucking brand new surfboard. Right. You got what you got from whatever homie you're, you know. So a lot of it was jealousy, man. It was just the fuck them.
And just kind of fuck them, right?
Oh, I mean, no, yeah. There was a big part of it was fuck them, but that all comes from insecurity and jealousy.
Maybe, yeah. Some of it was just get off my fucking beach, kook.
Yeah, back then everybody had their locals.
Yeah. That localism shit was real.
Guys that we didn't mess with, Oxnard, you know what I mean? And then now we all play music together.
I know, isn't it weird?
All
Scott Addy.
Yeah, no, it's a trip, man.
I remember when I met Jay at Nickleby's and Redheads were playing, he'd protect us.
Yeah.
I mean, Toby should have been thrown out a couple times.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure he was thrown out a few times.
Oh, yeah. He's been beat up by those boys.
Not in my house.
Yeah.
It never happened in my house. Maybe outside.
But
never inside
Jay's
my house. Nah,
my dad tells me the funniest fucking stories about Toby, dude. Like he said every time he'd go to a show with Toby, he'd end up fighting fucking somebody because Toby's about to get drug out, about to get fucking beat up. My dad can throw fucking hammers, you know what I mean? So he told me one about the security guards were trying to take him to the ground or
at
something.
Nickleby's.
Do you remember that?
It was at Nickleby's.
It wasn't. Hopefully, it wasn't Jay.
No, I don't think it was on his watch.
It
It was David Wood. Is it David Woods?
Steve Woods.
Steve Woods. Yeah. Those guys.
Yeah,
they were kind of bikerish. Kind of.
Do you remember what happened?
He wore a flak vest and
it was something about Toby jump kicked someone off the stage or something. Do you remember that? I don't know.
There's a few of them, and I remember because Weirdo was there too with your dad.
Oh yeah,
and they're don't fuck with my boys. These are my boys, and it was crazy.
When I worked at Nickleby's and I ran security, I wouldn't let Weirdo in.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
He would come up and he'd tell me, he'd go, you know, Ross and Toby are my kids, man. Mm-hmm. You know, and he'd have an attitude with me, and I went, I don't care. I could give one fuck who your kid is. You're not coming upstairs.
Yeah.
And he'd get, you know, we'd have to take him outside and have him walk away, but his attitude and the way he would act, man, I'm like, nah, this is not, you know.
I've seen the Weirdo that you guys is. So for people that don't know, Weirdo is your actual father.
Me and Toby's dad. Yeah, they called him Tommy Weirdo.
Tommy Weirdo was his name, and he's a legendary Ventura figure.
Yep.
Infamous at best, you know what I mean? Just a fucking, that dude raised hell everywhere he went, dude. And I always knew him as a pretty harmless dude, you know what I mean? And the more of the stories I hear over the years and shit like that, but he would show up even to our house on Victoria, he'd make it, and he fucking timed it perfectly, dude. Because my mom would always get us new bikes for Christmas, right? So about a week after Christmas, Weirdo's fucking at the door. And you're like, what's up, dude? What are you doing here? He's like, oh, just come by to say hi. And then he'd start looking in the backyard. He's like, that's a cool bike, man.
When he was on the bike deal.
You'd look up and that son of a bitch would be on the old. He would never steal our new one. He'd steal the year before. And he'd be pedaling his ass off down Victoria. And we're like, fuck.
Oh, shit.
So he would come steal our bikes every year on fucking like clockwork, dude. It was amazing.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy, man. Yeah, he cracked me up. But I mean, it's your dad. I'm sure there's a whole plethora of shit.
Do you guys remember Charlie's? It's where Aloha Steakhouse is. So if you remember, there's an elevator and a walkway where you would go from the parking lot to the promenade. There was a walkway, and then the door is right there to go into Charlie's. There, Jay wouldn't let him in. He got his fucking Volkswagen and tried to drive it through there, opened his door, and went in the fucking bar.
No way.
Crazy as fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
And we didn't miss a beat. Hey, your dad's out here. Okay, you know.
Get him, dude.
The cops are out. Where do you want us to take him? I don't know.
And the security, from what I know, so the security there wasn't.
No.
They were some nutbags as well.
Yeah.
It was.
They were lighting their loafers, shall we say?
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
It was a different story.
But I'd like to get into you were born in the desert like us, like the rest of the
Antelope Valley Hospital.
Right? Antelope Valley Hospital. You were technically a desert rat.
Yeah.
At what point did you guys move out here, and how much of an insane culture shock was that? You know.
Wow. Yeah, I was thinking about that. We were Courts Hill.
Yeah.
You know, L4 and what 40th or something.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So we kind of hung out at Uncle Andy's, Craig's grandfather.
Right.
And it was my uncle, and that's where we kind of grew up when we were not We lived in the desert, I think. Yeah. We lived somewhere. I don't know.
Somewhere out there.
Out there.
But you were pretty young when you guys moved out here.
Yeah, and we would go there and hang out and learned a lot of stuff, family stuff. Aunt Carol would cook dinner and Sunday nights, Disney Channel. Right. But anyway, so then Mom decided to move to Santa Barbara. We were 4. And I think the cousins at that time, because they split up, moved to Trona.
Yeah.
So they moved to Trona, we moved to the beach, and it was like, what the heck? You know what I mean? And we were Mom was cutting hair, modeling. And then we moved to Ventura, and that's when we started surfing and kind of doing stuff.
Was Weirdo involved? Was your mom and Weirdo together when you guys moved to Ventura?
She had boyfriends, and Weirdo, like I said, he would go up to Oregon and farm. He'd bring a crop down.
Oh, really?
On the couch.
So he's always been nuts.
He was kind of a redneck in high school, and then when he graduated, Mom and Dad, my Uncle Ross died.
Okay.
And then my mom and dad divorced, and then he started growing his hair, smoking weed, and went to Europe and saw a different life.
Wow. And he just kept in that shit, huh?
Yeah, and then when his mom got murdered when I was 16.
Oh, really?
That's when
it flipped, huh? I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That changed everything, huh?
Yeah, everything. I mean, yeah.
So
I mean, you can only imagine.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Was it something where they caught the people, or?
Yeah, it was her gardener, and she had a lot of money. She was one of the biggest realtors in Antelope Valley in Palmdale. She owned half that hill, up on the mountain.
Because the rumor was that Weirdo was worth a lot of money at one point. Yeah, right? Like a lot, like a reasonably shocking amount of money for a homeless man.
When his brother died, they split it up, and me and Toby were set the rest of our life.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But he's Weirdo got 1.3, then another 1.3 million.
Wow.
And he put it in the bank. It was growing and growing. And he'd gone on a Friday, I want $100,000. No, fuck you. You can't take it. And he just spent it on hookers and drugs and hotels.
And he fucking blew through a lot of that money, huh?
All of it.
All of it, really?
All of it. Me and Toby you're allowed to gift your children $10,000 a year. With no taxes.
Right.
I had $833 for the rest of my life every month. I bought a house. You know what I mean? And then we're going to start partying, and it all went away.
Wow.
Toby went around the world, and...
Well, I mean, you guys all came out of it with something. Is that the house that you're at now?
No, I was up on Skyline then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what happened to that house?
I gave that to the kids' mom.
Yeah.
For child support.
Yeah.
And then I bought the house on Pacific.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But growing up in those times around then, it's just nuts, you know what I mean, to see.
Yeah, and like you said, the culture shock. I mean, we would visit your dad and them, but when they came to the beach, we were on welfare and stuff.
Right.
And me and your dad, he's an early riser, me and him. We'd get up at 6, and we had powdered eggs and powdered milk.
Yeah.
And he's all, this is the best fucking thing since sliced bread. All you do is add water.
Yeah.
And Craig, your
the
dad
way he grew up
is
insane, dude. Yeah. The way my dad, the way... When my dad tells me how he lived and survived, it's fucking shocking that he's alive. You know what I mean? Wow. With the craziness that, fucking Grandpa Andy put them through. You know, I mean, working in mines from the time they were 15 years old. It's like insane,
That's where you get your work ethic from, though.
Probably. Yeah.
His backyard was a junkyard.
Right.
There was stuff that was amazing. I mean, from your dad's Challengers and Chargers to backhoes to freaking all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. The best places, like I remember as a kid in Washington having the same type of people around where you go to their house and you hang out, and dad would drop us off.
Yeah.
Get out the truck, and that's the last we're going to see of you for a while.
Yeah.
And he'd go in the house and go party with these guys, and then we'd hook up with all the other kids and go play tag on the cars. Like look, here we are at this big, area of cars, and hey, man, there'd be 10 of us playing tag on these cars, jumping in windows and jumping across the top of car from car to car, man. It was a fucking playground, you know? And if you tripped and smacked your face on it, you laid there and bled for a little while until you figured it out and you got up and started going again, You'd
peel the rust out of your cut.
Yeah, dude, never thought anything about that. Step on a nail, whatever it was,
So when my dad lived... when my parents split up, he was back out in Trona. He lived on the top of that mountain that he carved out, that pad in Homewood Canyon. You remember he lived there? I don't know.
Yeah.
He literally carved a pad out of the side of a mountain with a dozer.
He had a gold mine.
Well, yeah, he had a gold mine. That was earlier. I think I was very young when he had that. But anyway, we would go. He lived basically at the rock plant, like my grandpa's rock plant, right? And so we'd go to Trone in the middle of the fucking summer. It's 125 degrees outside, right?
Death Valley.
They had this massive fucking water, like, container, big, huge, rusted fucking metal thing. And it'd be filled with water, dude. And he was like, here's a swimming pool. And we're fucking diving in this rust green fucking water, dude. And we're swimming around, dude. And I'll never forget, he dropped us off one day, and we all looked like we had been in a tanning bed. Because we were fucking orange, like bright orange from rust. Like, our skin was all dyed like cherry fucking orange. And my mom was like, "What the fuck did you do?" Just losing it on him, man. He's like, "Yeah, I don't think them swimming in that giant rust tub is probably a good idea." Like, you didn't say that a week ago, dude.
He didn't say it under his breath and laugh at the same time.
Yeah,
I don't think that was a good idea, man.
Yeah, but it was like, dude, I grew up in a wild fucking universe, and I just, for me to imagine them as you guys as my age, like must have been fucking nuts over there. You know what I mean? Just
we were, from when we stayed at the beach and stuff, we weren't as hardcore as they were.
Yeah,
cousins and stuff. I mean, there's a time when my Uncle Andy, his dad, Pop Casamas, he would just pick a limb off a tree and smack you with it. He'd just carry it around and just smack you.
Yep, for no reason.
Like,
no reason at all.
Yep.
I remember one time Mike, who's the same age as me, Uncle Andy would go junking. We'd come back in 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Having fun, coming back and, heard some good stories.
Yeah.
But he would come home and just, do laundry with the kids, you know what I mean? Oh, you're in trouble. I remember one time we had this little pool in the desert because it was hot in Quartz Hill. There's clothes on the clothesline. He picks up Mike, slings him over the thing, and Mike lands in the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking over the clothesline in the freaking pool.
Thing.
Yeah.
Next to where the turtles hung out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, always tortoises, always turtles at my grandpa's
Mike took
house.
a blunt of a lot.
Yeah, he was nuts, man. It's so weird because Andy, my grandpa, has never been weird to me. Like, never beat me, never, like, he would whip Andy, Newt's kids' asses because they were fucking nightmares, you know what I mean?
Shit.
And they spent a lot more time with him, but he was nothing but awesome to me. And still to this day, like, he is awesome to me, and never, I think it's with my mom. My mom would fucking murder him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My mom, I think my mom is the only person that Andy is scared of, I think, truly.
You know what? I mean? It's interesting you say that because Tammy, I mean, held the court. She was even Ventura people, pay that respect.
Well, she was a terrifying person back in the day.
Gosh, she did good.
I know she did.
She's
awesome.
Good, you kids, and we all. Oh my God. You know, one story I wrote down. So everybody asks, "What's an arb?"
Right. Okay.
What the fuck is an arb? I was asking Ojai, "What's an arb?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Raging Arb.
So yeah, Raging Arb and the Redheads.
I think I know the answer, but I'd love for you.
So
to
just to
explain
tell
it.
the listeners, so Uncle Andy had a lot of friends, like characters. He had J's, he had JD's, he had all these people, and they would come over. And Carol would cook for him.
You remember Crow?
Yeah. So Coyote, remember Coyote?
Yep. Coyote, Crow, Vogel.
Yeah,
there's
all
so
these characters,
guys,
man.
Dude, yeah.
So one year, our cousins came to town. Arb was reading Raging Bull, right? And they're all, "Why are you reading that?" You know, and he said, "It's a good book." And then it became a movie, and it became popular.
Right.
And then, you're just a little red bastard. And then Coyote called people that with red hair Arbs.
Oh, really?
American red bastards.
Oh.
So that's how
okay,
Arb
I
got
didn't
his
know that,
nickname.
man. All right.
Arb is American red bastard. And
really?
And the cousin saw him, "Hey, you fucking Arb." Raging Arb, and then JD was the redheads.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean, him and Arb, and I don't know how we got.
Huh.
But anyway, that's,
Yeah,
that's how it started.
I thought it was a reference to.
It came from the desert.
Okay, man.
Desert
I
rats.
thought it was something else. That's amazing, man.
And Newt tells the story, and your dad knows it well too. And then they would come, the cousin. How the fuck did you guys learn this music? We'd pay Chris Bird a 12-pack of beer and a pint of tequila every night, and he showed us how to play music. Chris
That's
Bird.
how you guys. I was
Wow.
going to ask how did you guys get into music? It was through Bird. Huh?
Yeah, Bird. He played in this band called Full Sail in town. Him and Dave Henderson. They would attract all these beautiful women, and they were getting, drunk and having fun.
Yeah.
We want to do that.
Fucking A, man. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
And you guys did.
Yeah.
You guys covered it very, very well.
You guys hit the whole spectrum there.
Oh, my
I
God.
tell you what, it's still fun. We played up in Ojai, and people had never heard us.
Wow.
Where'd you guys come from? Well, and
It's crazy when somebody says, because you're such an iconic band in Ventura County, that when somebody doesn't, like, when you go, oh yeah, Raging Arb of the Redheads, like, you just assume it's like saying, yeah, AC/DC.
Right.
Because to
yeah.
us,
In Ventura,
you guys, it's like you guys and Lion Eyes.
Yeah.
It's the two of y'all's have been, in early high school.
Right.
I remember people going, yeah, we're going to go see Lion Eyes down in Malibu, or we're
Right.
going to Charlie's to see Raging Arb and the Redheads, you know?
that's when it was fun, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still fun. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you guys started, I mean, besides just being able to play around and do the thing, was there a goal to try to get to be a big band, or did you guys just really enjoy? Because I mean, you guys had the record come out and all that. And I remember there was like a massive push when that came out. And I was a kid, and I was spending a lot of time at Toby's house. When he was with Lisa on Foothill, that little red house right there. I would go there all the time, and like he would sit me down, and we'd play music and shit. It was really cool. And that was when he was working on the artwork for the record and all that stuff coming out. But was there a goal to try to get out and tour and do the thing, or were you guys just really having a good time doing what you're doing?
And as you know, as a player, you get to that point and you all have this dream. We had record labels. We had people coming out, and Billy McGraw didn't show up.
Oh, okay.
And he went to prison after that. We had to pull another guitar player for a band that opened for us.
Mm-hmm.
And the scouts were coming through. They picked up Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Ugly Kid Joe in Santa Barbara.
Right, yeah.
They just kept going, and Big Bad got signed. And so we were kind of overlooked because of certain reasons. But, the bigger picture in it all, we'd all be dead.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, dude. We were doing junk. I mean, remember when we played at Nickelbee's with Mick Taylor from the Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
And he would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He helped get me sober. I did an article for Bill Losey last week, and we played with Mick Taylor from the Stones. They warmed him up, and he came out. They strapped his guitar on him. His first strum, the guitar came out of the strap.
No way.
He couldn't even pick his guitar up.
Wow.
Hey,
Damn.
I saw
Remember
a few
that?
bands. Yeah, I saw Mick Taylor and a couple other bands that they would come and play, and they would just be smacked. Just totally on heroin, out of their fucking minds, man. Who was the guy that played harmonica?
Yeah, I was just thinking he just died.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
What was his... God, I can't think of his name, man. But the band would start playing, and they would play, and he would be in the green room, and he would say, hey, man, he'd tell me, come watch the door, and don't let nobody in this door until I come out. All right, cool. And he would sit there, and he'd disappear into the green room, and then he'd come out. John Hammond? Is it Hammond?
Harmon.
John Harmon, yeah.
Yeah.
And he would come out, and after he'd walk out the door, and he'd stand there and just do the dope rub and rub his face like this for a little bit. And the band would just be up there playing, and he'd just be sitting there. And he'd sit there for a little bit, and then he'd walk up to the stage. He'd stand by the stage the whole time the band's playing.
Yeah, warming it up.
It was warming it up, and then he'd walk up on stage and do a couple more little face rubs, and then he'd grab the harmonica, and then he would just shred. Until it was done, dude. It was so. And for me, it's triggering because I grew up around all that stuff.
Right.
I grew up with heroin addicts and stuff. So when he would do that stuff, it really
brought it
Oh
home.
man, it was I wanted to slap the shit out of him, to be honest with you, but it's.
But then you watch him.
gig.
It's so weird. The drugs and music thing is such a trip because
Hendrix.
I mean,
everybody,
every fucking incredible musician. Is I mean,
everybody.
It's always
would
they have been able to create like that if they weren't fucking totally out of their minds, allowing it, or
I'd say no.
I know, right? And that's how I feel. Is like even with my band, like. We were so fucking high, we just smoked a lot of weed. We didn't do. None of us partied.
Which one?
The Wrath. But for an insanely fast
did a
band.
good freaking.
Oh yeah, we had a good run at it. Yeah, we had
people tell me, that's my cousin. Wait, what? Craig's your cousin?
Yeah. No,
when he told me, I told him, get the fuck out of here. You're fucking tripping, homie.
Well, the people at the same, when I tell them, I'm like, yeah, the redheads, dude, those are my cousins. They're like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, seriously.
All right. It's like every time I say anything, the look at Craig gives me, oh, okay, Jay.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Well, yeah. But, it's a trip, man, with the drugs thing. It's like, there's a point at which there's a huge argument for that literally advancing music.
I mean, not just music.
But then there's a point at which you are not going to live through it anymore.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's music, there's art. I mean,
everything.
I don't know if you guys remember Tramp was a airbrush artist in Oxnard, and he was amazing, dude. He was world renowned. He was incredible airbrush artist in like the 80s, and he loved crack.
Yeah.
I'd seen him later, and he wasn't into art anymore, and he was in program, but you would they would say, okay, hey, like, we want you to do this piece, and these dudes would literally take him and lock him in the garage and just kind of keep feeding him a little bit until they got the job done and then pay him.
Right.
But he would sit in the garage for 3 days and airbrush your entire car.
Yeah.
And you'd come in there and,
like, wow.
Yeah, I remember one dude had a picture of himself sitting on a throne with 2 chicks sitting next to him and 4 pit bulls and a pile of fucking gold coins spread out across his root beer brown El Camino.
There you go. Yeah.
That was,
on the hood?
No, on the tailgate.
On the tail?
But then,
that tailgate's somewhere. That tailgate's
sure
hanging on somebody's wall somewhere.
That rings a bell.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. But so obviously you've been clean for a long time, right? I mean,
going on 12 years.
12 years now, right?
Yeah.
My whole life, probably about 45 years, and I'm 60.
Right.
You know? And I would say, I don't regret anything.
No.
You know what I mean? And I would think I'm a better player now.
Yeah.
More methodically and thought out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go back in the studio. I mean, JD, man, that dude can drink.
Yeah.
Saturday night, oh my God, and just gets a crowd going and keeps going.
Yeah.
There's some of us that are built for that,
Yeah. Yeah.
I ended up with diabetes. I take 4 shots a day.
Right.
For the stuff I did. And,
yeah.
Do you think that it was from the stuff that you did, or do you think it was genetics? Because I think part of it's, especially when you start have to do the shots and do all that stuff as quickly as you did.
Right.
There's more.
Well, see, nobody in my family had it. And then what I used to do is, out of high school and we started playing music, I'd drink a 12-pack a day. Coors Light. It was like water. We would just drink it. Then the weekends back then, the bands would play Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. You were in a club for 3 nights.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So if I was watching 60 Minutes by Sunday night, it was going to be a good week.
Yeah.
If not, we kept going.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why I watched 60 Minutes with Aunt Carol.
Yeah.
And Granny Odell, we used to freaking watch it.
Yeah, dude.
When they would play at Bermuda Triangle, and Bermuda Triangle is across from Jimmy Slice in Ventura, where the movie theater is now. There used to be a bar across the street called the Bermuda Triangle. And when to the Ventura Beach Club, there was a place called the Midnight Hour. And that was the equivalent of the old garage and Gigi's.
Oh, okay.
Except for instead of playing like punk, they played like all the local bands, because we had local bands that could play every night pretty much. Right. You had enough local people that they could always play. And they would play, or Bloody Mary Morning would play, or Scott Addies or whoever, and you would go through like 6 kegs of Coors Light in a night, dude. Like, it was like, oh yeah, the Arb's coming in.
Arb's coming, double orders.
Get a couple extra kegs of Coors Light, because that's all you're fucking serving all night long.
We were thrown out of theater 7 times.
Yeah.
Okay. But when they wanted to sell beer and they needed beer sales, hey, let's hire Arb.
Yeah.
And then they throw you out.
we weren't that good.
No,
but we could bring
one of the
beer
funnest
drinkers.
bands, man. Yeah. Like, you guys were one of the funnest bands.
Oh yeah.
It was a fucking nightmare for me.
Yeah,
it was a fucking nightmare. I'm stretching and lifting and fucking, I'm getting ready for that night, because I know that I'm gonna be physical all fucking night long.
Totally.
But after Bermuda Triangle and all that stuff, by the time we got to Nickelby's days, I had already paid my dues.
Right.
So everybody was like, he's good.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone. He's all right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Who was the original lineup for the Arb? It was you, JD,
me, Toby, Arb, Billy, and Pinner.
And Billy and Pinner were a part of the original lineup.
See,
too?
Billy played in a band called the Balsacchios.
Okay.
And they actually played with us on the 4th of July. and we needed a guitar player.
Uh-huh.
And Billy started playing with us.
Oh, really?
But the funny thing is, Eric Lemaire was in that band too.
Oh, okay.
And now Eric plays with us a lot too.
Oh, really?
You know, off and on.
Okay,
And Guy
cool.
Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So is that who kind of plays guitar now?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Addison's playing rhythm guitar. My daughter.
Oh, shit.
I was
know
going to
she's
ask.
playing
What,
drums,
that's
yeah.
got to be a trip to be
So,
playing with
it's
your
so
daughter.
cool to
right?
watch, man.
Obviously, growing up, I taught her how to play drums.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
And then Toby taught her her and Ruby to play guitar. They used to go out and play. And then Toby's out doing his thing. So Addie said, "Yeah, I'll play."
That's amazing, man.
And then Guy Martin is playing the
Yeah,
lead
and
for
he's
us.
so good.
Jesus
Guy Martin's
Christ,
so
that's
insane.
next level.
He just
Yeah.
brings us to.
Yeah.
He's such a good guitar player.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
It's been fun, you know. And Arb will tell you too, man. There's no stress here. We're just doing it for fun.
yeah, that's awesome.
You know,
Yeah.
we all looked for the record label. We did all that stuff. We worked hard at it, and then we all went different directions,
Yeah.
and then came back. you
Right.
know?
John, my buddy John C. He kind of put it in really good terms. We were talking about music a couple weeks ago because he's at a point now where he's in too many fucking bands. He has to like basically pick something. You know what I mean? And I felt the same. I felt like that for a while. But he's like,
You
yeah,
had
man.
a few.
I was like, he's like, I just view it as softball. Like we're in a softball league now, dude. But instead of playing softball, we just play music. We get that excuse to fucking get out with our buddies once a week, twice a week, and go fucking, he's off. And if I can like frame it like that for me, like we're in a softball league at this point. We're just enjoying it, having a fucking good time. You know what I mean? Because we chased the whole thing. We did the whole fucking thing.
You guys
We were
had
on
some good
labels. We did a lot of
opportunities.
touring. And there was a point where we had to either shit or get off the pot, and that's where I had 2 kids
Kids will do that.
coming
too.
home with no money.
Yeah.
Trying to sell weed on the side and work at fucking Salzers and like Wild
You
Planet.
did good though.
I did all right, but
Yeah.
it just got to the point where we were going to either be on tour for 9 months out of the fucking year, on a wing and a prayer, or not. You know what I mean? And the way I grew up, I'm not going to be a fucking absent father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if there's no massive financial gain for it. So that's why I ended up. I just kind of said, okay, well, this is
When
this
after
is
the
the
first
moment,
time I heard you guys, I asked like, "Hey, man, these guys are fucking crazy good. Like, I love these guys. Why aren't they?" And somebody told me one of the guys in the band has a couple of kids, and he's decided that he's tapping out, and that he wants to raise his kids, and he just can't do this anymore.
Right.
And that's exactly like I didn't know.
No, that's exactly what it was.
And,
And ain't
I
nobody
didn't
can-
know that until
Nobody can
we
touch
started
that.
hanging out. Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got to do some rad shit, dude. I mean, we toured the East Coast 3 times before we ever did a West Coast tour. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like we were looping, dude. We did
Yeah.
I think we ended up doing like 6 or 7
I mean, East Coast
full U.S. tours. You know what I mean? Over the 10 years or whatever we did.
East Coast is still a little bit more hardcore and adamant about metal and hard rock and
It's
heavy
just it's a
stuff,
proximity thing.
Yeah.
There are so many places to play on the East Coast.
as opposed
Every
to here,
3
it's
hours you
really
drive,
far.
you're in a whole
Yeah.
completely different market, a completely different town.
Wow.
For the East Coast, think about Maine all the way down to fucking Florida. Like,
Yeah.
you could do a full 2 weeks on the East Coast itself if you hit spots.
Yeah.
Whereas the West Coast is about 6
Yeah.
shows. Going all the
LA,
way up the coast.
Frisco, maybe Oregon,
yeah,
Portland.
Yeah, exactly. Eugene, maybe Washington, Seattle. You know what I mean? You're like,
You know where I saw a lot of
Yeah.
good stuff actually was with Jackass.
yeah.
Toby's band, when Redheads kind of mellowed out, and then Toby got
Yeah.
Jackass together with
Yeah.
Pete, drummer for Bad Religion. And then Timmy the Turtle was managing them,
Yep.
and he was with NoFX and had some connections. So then that's where I learned a lot of my stuff for the road show. I went on tour with them. Me and Don were breaking up and stuff. They said, "Come on, let's go on tour." I wasn't drinking or nothing, but we were on this tour bus. We opened for Reverend Horton Heat, Bad Religion,
Yeah.
big acts.
Yeah.
And we were taken care of.
And they were on BYO. They
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
good. I went on
that's
tour
true.
with them as a roadie.
With Jackass?
Jackass, yeah.
Which one?
It was the tour that they broke up on.
Oh,
it
shit.
went full VH with Bendejo, and they brought in
Was John Fana playing guitar?
no, it was Deepak.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
Deepak
that
and
was
Victor.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it ended.
Oh, shit.
It ended so VH1
shit.
classic. It was insane, dude. Like Ben slapped Victor, the drummer, before a show. Anyway, Victor ended up fucking quitting the band and flying home.
Yeah.
And then left them, and then they ended up flying Stan out for a week.
Gonzalez?
Yeah, we made it
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the
wow.
way. I mean, the tour itself was amazing because I was just selling merch, and I would
Yeah.
dress up in Daisy Dukes, for the Britney Spears cover and like, you know, roll around on the stage and do a bunch of wild shit, you know, fireworks and all kinds of shit. I was like launching fireworks into the crowd and everybody. It was awesome until literally it went like full VH1. Where are they now? Fucking chaos, dude. It turned into we got booted out of a hotel room in Edmonton because of Victor. He did something at the front desk where he like threw the phone. Because I think what happened is Victor showed up to the show late, and Ben is a fucking shark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's an old school Pierpont dude.
Yeah.
And Victor was kind of being a bitch. Yeah. Like, and fucking Ben, I saw Ben. He was like, "Hey man, what the fuck? Who do you think you are showing up late to our own show?" And Victor said something, and Ben just said, "Swap," and slapped him in the face, dude. And I was all, this is going to be bad. Right?
This is really bad.
They play the show. As soon as they're done, Victor splits to the hotel room. I guess something happened with him and the guy in the counter, and Victor went to his room. We all get back to the hotel, and we're all, you know, sharing a fucking hotel room. You know what I mean? At this point, so there's like 2 in each bed. I'm on the floor. It's just a fucking whole thing. And right when we got to Edmonton, everyone in town said, "Hey, don't fuck with the cops. They will fuck you up here." I'm like, really? He's all, they're so mean. Like, we're like, why the fuck would we have any problem with the cops? Sure as shit. Like 2:30 in the morning, dude. We hear this pounding on the door, dude. I open it. I'm in my underwear, and they literally just like kick me aside, come in, Deepak's in a fucking chokehold. They just beat the shit out of us, dude, and said, "You're out of here." Because I guess the guy at the front desk called and said there was some sort of a problem in the room. They didn't ask a single fucking question. We got booted out of the fucking hotel. Had to start driving at like 2:30 in the morning from Edmonton to Calgary, which is like a 15-hour fucking drive. It was 19 degrees. It was so fucking insane, dude. And from that moment on, the rest of the tour was just like, you know, they ended up bailing out in like Baltimore. We made it to Baltimore. Toby got sick, flew home. The tour was kind of trashed at this point. And then me and Ben fucking drove 52 hours straight with the van and the trailer all the way back to California, dude. And Ben was getting it, dude. He was doing the thing. He was fucking balls to the walls, flooring it for hours, dude. It was crazy, man.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, man. But I mean, the band was amazing. I had such a great time. Like, oh man, but it ended the worst it could have possibly end on a tour. And I had been on a bunch of tours and never had anything even that close to drama happen. You know what I mean? It was pretty amazing. I loved it, dude. I loved every minute of it.
God, that brings back memories. I mean, when I was with them selling merch, that's the funnest. We'd pull into Walmart in a tour bus. They'd go and get supplies. I'd sell $400 worth of merch.
Yeah, totally.
Because the bus said Jackass, and people kind of mix it with the movie.
Oh, that's right. And, you know yeah.
But it was fun.
You guys did it in a bus.
As soon as everybody walked up, Ross obviously didn't correct nothing. Oh, yeah. No, here you go, man. I got everything you need.
Yeah, Steve was inside.
We had Pete Finestone, the original drummer for Bad Religion.
Right.
Timmy the Turtle was there, and they knew. So They didn't ask for their money back.
No. Hell no, dude. Yeah, that's amazing, man.
But then one tour, Donut came and sold merch.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
It's probably some pretty long lines at the merch table.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I was going to say, we didn't have any gas money.
Yeah. All right. No one's throwing tips in that tip jar.
No, that was a good band, man.
Yeah, it was good.
That was good.
That's amazing, dude. I know you're playing with your kid. You know, you have beautiful, awesome daughters. I'm always shocked that you're not in jail. It seems like
I'm just shocked how beautiful his daughters are.
Well, yeah, it's
his
not
daughters. All of his daughters.
50% to do with it. Come on,
dude.
Jay.
All of his daughters are gorgeous and super intelligent.
Yeah.
And then I have met their moms, and their moms are incredible. And you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Homie's packing heat. That's gotta be it.
That's what's up.
You know, and it's game. You know, it's getting out there and talking and that smile and the happiness.
That
and,
wink.
You know,
fucking Ross's
the
wink,
twinkle.
dude. Yeah,
that twinkle in the eyes.
Yeah.
You know.
But they all seem to be doing amazing, dude. Like your grandpa, you got the whole thing going, right?
Yeah.
We got 4 grandkids.
That's amazing.
Back to the band, Addie, like we played up in Ojai, and she plays drums, so she plays Sweet Jane, so I can announce it.
Oh.
And people are like, that's your daughter, and then it hits you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you saw the video.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, if something happened to me today, I'm blessed.
Absolutely.
Man, I had a great life.
Yeah.
You know, love my family and I love everybody around, and I'm really, watching, and I'm close with a lot of people, and I'm close with all these different people, and watching Ross and the girls and the ex-wives and everybody, like how close they are is so cool. Yeah. Like, they're all, the girls love each other and they all watch out for each other, and they're all making sure Pops is okay and Pops is making sure they're okay. And then we go to a beach house during COVID and stuff. Like during COVID, this was one of my rolling partners.
Right.
We talked every day. I'm not going to cry on this podcast. I told my fucking self today before I kept telling myself on the way here, man, don't get carried away because you're going to fucking cry. And then fucking Craig's going to talk shit again about you being a fucking crybaby. And so anyways.
Jay's out here actually feeling shit and making fun of him for it, dude.
Hey, dude, we covered those feelings for too many years. They're coming out.
I'm getting there, man. I'm getting teary.
I start
to get teary now of it.
So cool doing this stuff and watching, when my daughter sees Ross, it's, hey, Uncle Ross, and a big hug. And when I talked, like Addie especially, Addie and I talk to each other, and I text her and she texts me, and we're, but all that community and closeness that comes together, and that's you know what I mean? That's, you bring that out in people, and you bring that. That's how we did so well with Roadshow, and that's how we did so well in everything else we do in life, is what you bring to the community, and how much you love people and look out for people, and it's much appreciated by a lot of people, man.
Well, thanks. And not the ego thing, it's the heart thing that you're talking about.
Yeah, man.
And when you guys, like you say, you playing music in your bands and stuff, I was checked out doing other things.
Oh, sure.
I look back over here and go, like your mom cooking Thanksgiving.
I
remember coming over one year, I forget that stuff.
Yeah, man.
And the part of the family right here. I mean, I remember when this guy was born. You were literally one of the beautifulest kids.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
That went to hell.
Coming out. No. I'm saying your mom, dude, she was your big and your dad. It was like, whoa. Yeah. And you turned out.
I turned out all right.
Yeah.
But that sense of community, that sense of community building, which is what you do so well. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to get sappy, but at Weirdo's funeral, me and Addie were sitting next to each other while you were doing your thing at the beach, right? And she like, obviously between the tears and the whole thing, she's like, I don't understand how my fucking dad does this. Like, that's what she said to me. And I said, he is built for this. You know what I mean? Like, your old man is the unofficial fucking mayor of Ventura, dude. Like, your old man has been building communities and family and fucking taking care of people for his whole life, dude. Like, this is what he's amazing at. On top of the other things that I really appreciate about you, your sense of community, family, and bringing people along is like something that is uniquely Ventura, in my opinion. And I've said this a million times on the podcast. Ventura has such a unique fucking vibe where everyone that's born, Ventura County,
let's do it Ventura County.
Everyone that's born, every one of my kids' friends, they've known since fucking birth, and they probably will. You know what I mean? Forever. Like, and it's such a weird thing, and it's because I really think people like you guys were my role models. Even though Raging Arb was a fucking nightmare probably to deal with.
Oh my God, dude.
The fan base, the people.
I could vouch.
You guys
were
always
for that.
great. I mean, it was always based in family and love and having a fucking great time. You know what I mean? And that was one of the coolest things I thought.
Yeah.
You are a real community builder, dude. And you do, I think you do, no one gets to hear this shit about themselves that much, but you do a great fucking job.
I haven't heard it that way. Thank you.
Yeah.
Coming from you and Jay, I mean, this guy's, he's had to knock me out a couple times and he hasn't.
It wasn't just Toby, man.
It
wasn't
just, man,
it was, I had to tell this guy a couple, hey, motherfucker, more than once.
Oh, yeah.
When I realized he got sober, I was very grateful and happy that he was sober.
Yeah. If there's one thing you need to know about the Casamas Emery fucking line, we're habitual line steppers, dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
It's like, where's the line?
Yeah.
You just jump right over it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen my dad do it. I've seen every ounce of my family do it. I've seen fucking Toby do it. I never really saw you get wild, but Toby definitely.
He didn't. I'll tell you right now, Toby got wild.
Yeah.
Ross got pissed off.
Yeah, okay.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Toby would do shit where he was on, like, he was on the edge of getting knocked out. Like, I'll never forget it. I was trying to close the Bermuda Triangle, and I said, "Hey man, it's time to go, man. You got to finish up that drink." And he turned around and threw that fucking drink at me, and I sidestepped that drink. But you know,
I know exactly that move.
I hadn't been out of Oxnard for very long, and to do something like that, super disrespectful, and I wanted to fucking kill him, man. It took a lot for me to fucking not fucking kill him.
Yeah.
And to his credit, and I'll never forget him, you know, like 4 or 5 days later or whatever it was, come up to me and going, "Hey, Big J, man, I'm
sorry.
So sorry about that. I was a little loopy." You know, but that's not, Toby doesn't always do that.
No,
a lot of times he'll just be like, "Fuck that dude." So I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
When he had issues, it was because something was going on.
Right.
And I just see, and I've, you know, he's been one of my best friends, and all the shit that we did for Roadshow, I would see go from the twinkle to the fucking, "Hey man, what did you say?"
Yeah.
And then I would be like, "Hey,
let me step
I got
in here.
this.
Yeah,
Let me handle
totally,
this shit," because I could see the tense, you know, see the tension, see the little twick, and then I'm just like, and time for me to step in.
There's like a fine line between that smile and the
fuck
fucking, and
you.
like I have it too, because when I'm like happy, and then when I'm really pissed, I'm still smiling. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, my eyes are like, you know, I get like a little fucking twitchy, dude. You know?
I think, to Jay's credit, back then doing Roadshow, I mean, you know, dealing with bands.
Totally, dude.
You got 6 people. Oh, we need more. We need this. We need, 10 people on the guest list, and we're feeding them all.
Right.
Yeah.
Our motto was, if any kids sneak in, come let me know. So there's these kids snuck backstage. I think Jake came by. I shook their hand and said, "Hey, I was you.
Yeah.
Hey, give these guys a beer. Give them a taco.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Let's feed them. Have fun.
And just,
Little
they're like,
shitheads.
because they're going to tell their friends next year, and they're going to buy tickets, right?
Right.
Fuck that, man. Those guys.
Yeah.
Well, we had some good times.
Oh, it's the fucking best.
Hey, and not to bring up sentimental stuff, but I got a call from Robert Gordon's wife. He's on his deathbed right now.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Saturday. We kind of knew, but
I mean, he
good legendary rockabilly.
Really?
I mean,
Okay.
Huge.
I don't know.
And he's done Roadshow many times, and Jay's had to.
Yeah. Actually, him and I hung out with him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and I didn't never really, but we started talking Detroit, right?
He was Detroit, and he's where's that big festival that was on the East Coast? That was
shit.
Like a big rockabilly fest or something?
No. The big one that started on the East Coast. They just did a thing on Netflix about Woodstock.
Yeah, Woodstock.
He lives in Woodstock.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
That little
wow.
town.
Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
He is incredible.
Wow.
And he did Roadshow, I don't know,
6,
probably
7 times.
Yeah.
But we ended up hanging out one night, and we ended up hanging out one night.
Just leave it at that.
Oh yeah. It was
That's a bummer to hear.
every once in a while, we ended up at the hotel hanging out, and we partied, man. It was a really, really, really get to hear the stories and talk to somebody that's lived a life that is exceptional. I mean, he's been doing this for a million years. He's played with a million different people. Cool as a fucking cucumber, man. Dude was cool.
Yeah.
I remember went to go take a picture with him, and I kind of put my arm around him and went, "Hey, man, get your fucking arm off me." All right, I got you. You ain't my old lady. Okay, cool. One of my favorite pictures I still have is me and him and some other cat. Oh, I can't think of it.
The Rev?
Wasn't the Rev. It was never mind, man. I can't. Yeah.
Well, Bruce Springsteen wrote that song to him and gave it to Gordon. Driving in my car.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Put on the radio.
Yeah.
He had some deep roots.
That's crazy.
I don't even know the name of the song, but I know that lyric. How did
Yeah.
I figure that?
Hey, man.
We can do that with a lot of shit.
So what do you got going? Are you not Roadshow's not going anymore, really, right? Or are you working on any of that stuff anymore? Not really.
Man, we learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We lost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jay said, that's when the twinkle would go away. You see fucking people just trying to,
Oh yeah.
and We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody else to do it. I go to shows now. We get in. We get taken care
Yeah.
of.
Right.
You know, the one Surf Rodeo.
Yeah, Surf Rodeo is
It's
awesome,
a big
dude.
Ventura
Yeah.
one, and that's where we learned a lot of our stuff. And JD and his family are doing that, and I help out.
Yeah.
You
God,
know?
we gotta get JD on. You and JD. I think,
We'll do it.
Need
We'll
to
do
come
it.
in, dude. Yeah.
We'll yeah.
Especially
for sure.
before Surf
Yeah.
Rodeo next
Yeah.
year, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And even us with your mom.
Oh, I
You
know.
what mean?
Yeah.
she remembers stuff. I remember at her and your dad's wedding, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
My stepdad.
Yeah.
They all got in fights with your uncle
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Dude, it was crazy.
Yeah, there was what was it? Someone was throwing plates and shit. Who was it? Because the Greeks they throw plates at weddings, and so my family gets fucking hammered, and they're starting to hoopah fucking plates, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And then Jeff and someone from my side got in some sort of huge fucking brawl at the wedding, right? And my grandma, my mom's mom, fucking broke a chair. Didn't she hit someone with a chair, like to get them to stop? Like she broke a chair over someone's fucking head or something like that.
Like a
I've heard
movie,
these insane stories.
Yeah.
dude.
We have a lot of movie moments.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you weren't there.
No, I was. I think I was there. I think I was
you
there,
were
but
there.
I wasn't there
Yeah.
yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Gosh.
But I've heard that
stuff.
story many times. I know it was
Yeah.
Jeff got mouthy with someone on my side of the family, and God, who was it? It was someone
I think
that
it was
was
your uncle or
probably.
something.
Yeah, would have been. I don't know.
Something.
Who knows, dude? But a lot of those moments, dude. I can't tell you how many insane fucking fights I've seen in my mom's house, and then my mom's the one that fucking just fucks someone up. You know,
She mean Tammy Jean.
that's right, man.
She has been nothing but love.
I know she's amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Me and her see each other and we just melt, just like, oh my god.
yeah.
You know?
Time passes everything, man. You just, you know, I'm just happy that people are around still. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It would be fun to get Toby and Billy. They're working
yeah.
on some new Jackass stuff right now.
Cool.
They're pumped on that. You know, and we went a different way with the band, and Addie's playing, Guy Martin.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different vibe.
That's
I mean,
good,
we
though.
invite them in, you know, and, you know, hopefully we can do another album or something.
Yeah, that'd be amazing, man. So you got the new stuff you're working on, right?
You know what? Arb just retired.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's pushing, let's do another album. We all were, but we're going to do a cover song right now.
Uh-huh.
I picked two. The Roadrunner song, Bo Diddley did it.
Okay.
But Aerosmith took it to the next
Sure,
level.
sure. Yeah.
And then I was looking at Ted Nugent, Hey Baby, that tune. I love that bass
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
We could fuck those songs
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
everybody's going to throw a couple songs in, see what we come up with, and probably do some at Guy Martin's studio.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
The guy's got a great
Does he?
studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't
Black
surprise
Couch.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I only. It's so weird because I know my daughter is best friends with.
Oh, that's
like
right.
there's a
His-
whole
his
triangle
gal,
there.
yeah.
So I never really. I really didn't. I'd heard his name a million times, but it took me literally months to realize that guy that she was dating was the same Guy Martin. And it literally didn't click forever. I was like, how many fucking people are named Guy in this town? What is that?
Yeah.
There's like
Two.
one or two.
Two.
So
Two.
you-
And both of them are
Yeah.
insane musicians.
Yeah, totally.
Guy Martin and Guy Jeans.
Oh, yeah.
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 And they're both insane.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah, two
Guy
different
Martin's
eras,
is a classical fucking pianist.
So a little thing about the Redheads. Toby, when all this money thing was going on, did we talk about that on air with Weirdo? Getting
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
money
Yes, we
and
did.
stuff?
Yeah.
So Toby, I bought a house.
Right.
Toby traveled the world for
Right.
a year. Him and
I remember
Lisa.
that. Yeah.
So when Toby left, Guy Martin took his place.
Oh, okay.
And Guy was just young at that age.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
He filled in some licks and stuff.
Yeah.
And now coming back in, we're like, fuck, dude.
Oh, you've been out here learning, dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he's Stevie Ray, you know, to the T, and Jimi Hendrix. He does
Hendrix
concerts.
covers and shit. Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I could play one of those to save my life. You know,
And he'd watching him
I could
play
pull
this, man.
off manic depression. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Doom, doom, doom,
Hey, so
doom,
back
doom,
to
doom.
rodeo. JD, you know, when we were doing roadshow,
Yeah.
so it started out, we started doing surf rodeo, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were helping and stuff, and Kevin Lyman from the Warped Tour got involved, helped him with stage, sound, bands on the beach.
Yeah.
And then we weren't making any money. You got to gate it,
Right.
And JD never wanted to gate it. He said, no, man, I am not charging people. And Kevin talked him into it.
Mm-hmm.
So then he did that and then quit doing it for like 6-7 years. That's
Right.
when I started Roadshow,
Right.
the Johnny Cash Music Festival,
Right.
from what I learned from JD and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then rodeo came back around and they did it differently, and his family got involved, and I was helping. We were helping.
Yeah. Right.
And you know that saying, "Bros before hoes" type of thing. I go, bro, let's be friends. I don't get paid.
Right.
I don't collect. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't want to be on payroll, told what to do. Yeah. And this year, frickin', they fired the MC, and I was the MC for 3 days. I call him fucking Jay. I need some help, bro. He's like, bro, I'm out of town.
Yeah,
man. But in the way that works, JD, he's a community. I mean, there's
he's another one of those. You know,
there's people that just want to come in and help. Building supply people throwing down sponsorships.
Not only what that, but what he's done with the Redhead brand. It's like so fucking
crazy.
wild. Like more people, and I'm not. It's like not an insult, but everyone knows the Redhead logo, and it's very. I mean, I would assume 80% know that there's a band attached to it. But for the other 20%, they just think it's a fucking Ventura brand, dude. Like, and it's such a wild move to do, man. It's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those forward thinkers that's unfucking real, dude. JD.
I told Ross that when I was probably 19 or 20, I had a Redhead bucket hat.
Oh yeah, I had one.
Yeah, and I
love that.
If I known it was a Ventura band, I would never have worn it.
Really?
Because I was Oxnard.
Right.
And there's no way I would wear something that was about
Represent.
Ventura.
Right.
But I liked the hat, and I liked the logo, and I wore that bucket hat for
I
a
had
long
the same one.
time.
I had the same exact one.
Yeah.
So you guys know where that logo came from? Here's one. So JD and his brother James, they were called the Piranhas. We were the Rats. Okay. They would get credit cards and travel the world and use people's credit cards.
Oh back when you could.
Really?
There was a movie that Leonardo DiCaprio did. Same thing what JD and his brothers did.
Really?
So JD ended up over in Australia, and there's a Matchbox with Dennis the Menace Redhead guy.
Okay.
And they saw it. JD's all, fuck. He brought it back into town and said, hey, I got this, and started a clothing line. And hey, the band, Raging Arb and the Redhead. So it all kind of came together.
Right.
And he's got some cease and desist before.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
You know, and but they changed up the logo. All you got to change it is by a hair strap. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then Heidi Dome did our logo. And redid it, and then we just kept going.
Yeah. It's amazing, and it's still like a pretty thriving brand, right? I mean,
this
crazy.
lady called me today for hey, you do detail? Yeah. She's all, well, she's all, how old are you? I said, I'm 60. I went to Ventura High. Well, I was a teacher at Buena for 30 years. I'm on the phone with this lady for a half hour. She's all, wait, you play music, right? I go, yeah. She's all, I had that Redhead sticker. They were on every car in Ventura.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a time.
100%.
You couldn't drive 5 seconds without seeing a Redhead sticker.
She's all, God, you're crazy.
She knows.
Yes, I am. That'll be $100. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just funny how it pops up.
Yeah.
So do you guys have another gig coming up, or?
You know, we don't.
No.
We don't. Wait. Yeah, we might. Ventura Music Hall called. They want us to open for this band called the Long Johnsons or something.
Okay.
Totally Irish music,
right?
Our vibe. But then I saw Dave Alvin from the Blasters and Jimmy Gilmore playing the following week, so we might do that opening show.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
That would be a good crossover for us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Blasters were so good.
You know, I said,
that's who I was in the picture with
Phil Alvin.
Okay.
Was Phil Alvin from the Blasters.
Okay,
That's who it was.
So, you know, me as a promoter, I'm just kind of hanging back. She's like, yeah, I'm the junior talent buyer. And I don't mean this. You know, I go, well, what are you guys offering? $150. I'm thinking, a piece? In my head, you know what I mean? And he's all, Dad, a piece? I go, no, I think it's $150.
Total.
I'll try and get us a meal and a couple drinks. Don't worry about that.
Man.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a fucking dollar these days, man. It's no joke.
It's hard for anybody to make a
I know,
dollar.
but band-wise, it's fucking nuts.
But
dude. You're out on the road.
Hey,
I've been paid in, like, a case of Monster Energy drinks.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
I think that's
I've had
been
to
something
walk
that's always.
people to ATMs. I've done every ounce of fucking no fucking way with you today, dude. Like, can you give us at least $20? You know? Like, we just drove 700 miles to be here. You know, it's brutal. Dude.
I got a funny story.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
So, Tim, we were on tour with Jackass, right? We had a big tour bus, fucking just, Toby bought this, you know what I mean? It was fun. And Timmy the Turtle had to leave to go on tour with NoFX. He left me in charge.
Oh, okay.
So you got this. You got this. We were in Austin, Texas at South by Southwest, right? Played this club. Next day, a couple of days, Timmy comes in. He's all, so where's the money? I go, what do you mean? He's all, you didn't get the $800? I go, you didn't tell me, dude. He's all, fuck, we don't play for free. I go, we were having fun, dude. He will never let me live that down. I gave you one fucking job.
Your literally only job is to collect the money at the end of the night.
And we're all hanging with all these people and Jake partying and
Just having a good time.
went on the bus and
Just took off. That's amazing, man. Oh, I love that shit.
oh my God.
That's beautiful, man. Well, I know you got a hard tea time, right? Are you out of here or what?
Yeah.
What time is it?
We've got a
12.
solid hour plus.
What?
Yeah, I know,
That
right?
is good.
Dude, it has been a pleasure having you on.
Yes.
Dude, I've
been looking forward to this.
You know,
Yeah.
you
And
guys.
fuck you, Craig. I didn't cry.
We were close. We were close.
We were.
We were close. I mean, the stuff that, you know, between kids and women,
Right.
man, fuck the cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to get pissed off at my car, right? Now my battery's dead in the caddy. We got to go for a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I miss that. We definitely have to make that happen soon. You know, me working Sundays kind of fucks that up.
Yeah.
During COVID, we took a ride every Sunday.
That's what I heard.
You know, and it was
you tell me that.
It was awesome, man, because Sundays were really hard for me because I was always minding Porsche's day.
Right.
And so he started making it to where on Sundays, hey, man, and then
Yeah.
I'd have a car
Tacos
full of
and-
people. He'd have a car full of people. We'd cruise up and go get tacos, go sit in the park or go to the beach. And
Yeah.
we had a little route. It was you know,
important,
had to
man.
make do and still keep that family bond going,
Yeah.
man, because it was important, especially going through what we were all going through.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I love you guys.
I love you.
Yeah.
Hey, so let's do this again.
Oh,
Absolutely.
hell yeah.
I would love
Hell
to do
yeah.
it with your brother and my brother, man. Could you imagine?
Man, nothing will get said. It'll be a bunch of motherfuckers talking over each other. That's all it'll be.
That's
We'll
it,
have a
you know?
pre-party in the morning.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Get it all out.
Well,
yeah.
at least your mom or something.
Oh, yeah. We'll do
Oh,
something
yeah.
else, man. We'll start scheduling
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah, we'll put
Get
it
some
together,
stories
man,
and
'cause
stuff
we
like
got
some-
Kenny over here. He's excited, man.
Yeah,
So
there
if
you
go.
we got one listener so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
there you go.
Yeah, we've been doing all right.
Yeah,
man.
we're doing okay.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking killing it. Are you kidding me?
We're doing all right.
I start to listen.
We're waiting
and
for that
laugh, and I'm
sponsorship
just-
money, dude.
Yeah.
That's what we
Hey,
need.
shit.
let
Hey,
me help
Liquid
with
Death.
that. Let me
Oh,
help
hey,
with
man.
that.
Anything you want to
Yeah.
throw, dude. It's,
Yeah, if we can
I
figure
mean,
something out.
we can fish it out there. I don't know what.
Yeah,
they're
final
looking for.
details,
Well, we'll
ladies
talk
and
about it.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
I get my trucking done there
That's
all
right,
the time.
yeah.
I'm counting on him to
We're getting the
get
dead
the death smell
we're getting
out of
the
my
dead
fucking
cow out
truck.
of it.
Yeah, that
That's
dead
right,
cow's
man.
got to go.
Yeah, your business is thriving, band's thriving,
Family's
it's awesome, man.
thriving.
I'm talking about Liquid Death or
I
something
know.
like
Yeah.
that. You know
Hear
what
that
I mean?
Liquid Death?
Yeah,
Get it.
come on, man. We need some
Well, they
help
do
over
surf
here.
rodeo. JD's got some good contacts.
There you go. Yeah, we'll see what's
awesome. Yeah.
up. All right, man. Well, thank you. Love
Yes.
you, bud.
Love you,
Love
brother.
you too.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Bye, Ventura.
Bye.